My biggest enemy pinned me against the wall and made me moan. Hawkins was bad enough before. Now I have to watch Billy Hargrove pretend he doesn't want to kill me. I lean on the counter at Family Video, taping the register like it might do a trick. Outside, Billy's Camaro is parked crooked across 2 spaces, like he doesn't give a shit about the rules. Still classic Billy. Except he doesn't even bother slamming the door. He just walked in slowly, head down, hands in his pockets. Robin keeps talking about some movie schedule, but I'm not listening. My eyes are glued to the glass, to that stupid car, to him, because he's back. After months, after the Battle of Starcourt, after everyone decided he was the villain of the story, just because a monster crawled inside his head and made him bleed for it. No one said it out loud, but I've heard enough whispers, people thinking he was part of it, not possessed by it, like he asked for any of it. Like dying almost twice wasn't punishment enough. Now, he's back. No warning, no snarky insults, just showed up, half-wrecked, jaw bruised, hair tangled like he forgot how to care. I hate it. I hate that he's quiet now, that he won't even look at me when he does speak. That he's not calling me Harrington, with that grin that always made me want to break his teeth in. I hate that I'm thinking about him at all. Robin snaps her fingers in front of my face. Earth to Steve, you're staring again. I push off the counter, scowling. Am not, but she just arches an eyebrow, because she knows. And through the window, Billy leans on his car like he's lost something he'll never find. Somewhere behind the shelves, Mike Wheeler's voice cracks with laughter, and I hear Will Byers laugh too. Soft, uncertain. It's stupid, but it makes my chest ache. Everyone's growing up, moving on, and I'm stuck here, watching Billy Hargrove learn how to be silent. 2 days later, I'm at the counter, half watching Robin alphabetize horror tapes, trying not to look out the window, failing miserably. Across the cracked asphalt, at the shitty gas station opposite Family Video, Billy's working on some old, rusty car with the hood up. He's shirtless, sweat slicks over the scars across his ribs. There's engine grease on his biceps, dark smudges at his jaw. I'm a perv. Seriously, total degenerate, because I can't stop staring. He moves slow, deliberate, like his body's a weapon he's afraid to unsheath. Eyes down. No swagger, no cruel grin, nothing left of the guy who used to call me pretty boy, like it was an insult. Looking at him like that, I can't help but remember how he used to be, how he almost sent me to the ER with that one fight. Flashback starts, a few months back. I don't remember what started the fight. Maybe I looked at him wrong, maybe he said something sharp and I didn't let it go. Maybe it was always meant to happen. 2 guys too pissed off at the world, trying to punch it out of each other. We were behind the gym. No audience, just us and the leftover heat from the summer air. Billy's eyes were wild, like he was waiting for an excuse. You think you're some kind of hero now? He snapped. Swinging a bat around doesn't make you shit. And getting possessed doesn't make you a victim, I shot back. Next thing I knew, I was slammed into the wall. His forearm was across my chest, breath hot and fast. My hands were on his shoulders, ready to shove, but part of me hesitated, just for a second. Say that again, he growled. I did, louder. He shoved me, and I shoved back. We knocked over a trash can. I felt something in me snap, but not in the way I expected. I wasn't scared. I was furious, not just at him, but at myself, for giving a damn. You almost killed kids, Billy, I shouted. You think I can just forget that? You think I asked for any of that? His voice cracked. I see it in flashes. L-Max, the blood. I didn't want it. I didn't want any of it. He looked at me like he hated me for being there, or maybe for being the only one still listening. You're still a jerk, I said, but my voice didn't have the bite I wanted. His mouth twisted into a bitter smile. Then why haven't you walked away yet? I didn't have an answer. I still don't. He left. I stood there, fists clenched, chest heaving. I never told anyone about that night. Flashback ends. Robin's voice breaks the silence. You know, most people don't obsess over people they hate this much. I don't obsess, I snap, too fast. She doesn't even look up. With the way you're staring, you literally can write a sonnet about his arms. I flip her off and push through the door, bell jangling. Billy doesn't see me coming until I'm a few feet away. He straightens, wiping his hands on a rag. His gaze flickers up, flat, cold. You need gas or what? Just checking you're not dead under the car. He scowls. Touching? We stare at each other too long. His eyes are tired, haunted. I hate it. I hate that he won't give me the fight I want. Whatever, Hargrove, I mutter, turning away before my face does something stupid like soften. Behind me, I hear the rag hit the ground, and I don't look back, because I'm not obsessing. I'm not. A week later. My babysitting days are mostly over now that they're so grown up, but I still check in. Habit, I guess. Today they're at Mike's basement for D&D. I hang around the stairs, pretending I'm not eavesdropping. It's awkward. Mike is snapping at everyone, especially Will. Will just hunches over his character sheet, answering in these clipped, miserable monosyllables. Dustin and Lucas keep exchanging kill-me-now looks. Can you two sit next to each other without combusting? Dustin finally yells. They don't. By the time I'm back upstairs, I'm rubbing my forehead like it might keep the headache away. Jonathan's there, dropping off a camera for Nancy. Hey, I mutter. You know what's going on with them? He lifts an eyebrow. Mike and Will? Yeah, I hesitate. They're weird. Mike's being an arsehole. Will's, I don't know, quiet, sad. Jonathan's mouth twitches, like he's trying not to smile. They're teenagers. You remember being a teenage boy? I snort, lean against the counter, stare at the scuffled floor. Unfortunately. Billy's face flashes through my head. His stupid Camaro. The way he won't look at me anymore. That wrecked, lost expression when he thinks no one's watching. I hate that I get it. Jonathan gives me this knowing look, doesn't push, just pats my shoulder once and goes to find Nancy. I linger there a second longer, because Mike's acting like being close to Will burns him alive, and I'm not sure I'm in a position to judge. A few days later, Billy's been coming into family video like it's the most normal thing in the world. Says he's here to rent Lethal Weapon, or Predator, or whatever testosterone-flavored bullshit he thinks makes it seem casual. But it's not, because he doesn't watch the movies. He stands around, starts arguments. Today, it's about Die Hard. You seriously think that's a Christmas movie? I snap, tossing the tape at the counter harder than I mean to. It is a Christmas movie, Harrington, just 'cause your taste is garbage. My taste? You rented Point Break twice last week. He shrugs, that old smirk ghosting across his face for half a second before it fades. Maybe I like watching people jump off shit. Maybe you just like avoiding anything real. That hits. His jaw twitches. You're such a coward, I say, and I mean it. Too much. His eyes narrow, voice low and venomous. You don't know shit about fear. And that's when I lose it. I start slamming returned tapes into the bin, too hard. The plastic cracks. Billy shoves me, not rough, just enough to say back off. My blood spikes, my breath is ragged, and then Robin's voice slices through it all. If you're gonna hate fuck, please don't do it here, I'll lose my job. We both freeze. Billy scoffs, turns on his heel, and walks out. I don't move. I can't, because I hate that I notice everything now. How he won't meet anyone's eyes. How he flinches when voices rise too fast. How he works on that busted car out back like it's the only thing keeping him from falling apart. I start showing up there, just to check in. Today, he doesn't look up from the engine when he mutters, "You slumming it here for fun, King Steve." And I hate how my chest twists, because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Later that evening, I'm outside Mike's house, yet again, trying to find some familiarity of my old life in all this chaos. The front yard's quiet, except for the sound of raised voices coming from the basement window. A few seconds later, Will bolts out the door. Mike follows, flushed and furious. "I didn't mean it like that," he yells, but Will's already halfway down the street. Mike kicks the porch railing, mutters something sharp under his breath, then disappears inside. I sigh and head for my car. Will's walking fast, head down, shoulders curled in like he's trying to disappear. I pull up beside him and roll the window down. "Hey, need a ride?" He hesitates, then shrugs and gets in. Doesn't say a word, just stares out the window. The silence stretches, thick and awkward. I clear my throat. Mike Wheeler's an idiot, certified. Will's mouth twitches, but he doesn't look at me. I grip the steering wheel tighter. "But he likes you. I've seen it." That makes Will go still. Like I'd spoken something dangerous out loud. I glance at him. "You know, for someone who acts like a mop most days, he loses his damn mind when you're not around. It's not nothing." Will bites his lip, still says nothing, but he doesn't get out when we pull up to the buyers. Just sits there, holding whatever he's feeling like it might shatter if he moves. And suddenly, I remember what that's like. Being a kid, loving someone who's right there, so close it hurts, but too afraid to reach out in case it breaks the whole damn world. I don't push. I just sit with him. Because maybe that's all I would have wanted back then too. The next night, he shows up just before closing, drunk. I hear the door chime and look up from the counter, already half dreading it, and there he is, Billy Hargrove, leaning on the frame like he owns the night, eyes glassy, jaw tight, knuckles white around a crumpled pack of cigarettes. "Billy," I mutter, "don't start." He drifts in slow, like he's stalling. "Relax, Harrington. Just here for a movie. Big fan of Back to the Future, remember?" "You're wasted." I round the corner, trying to guide him out. "Come back when you're not slurring the alphabet." He chuckles, but it's meaner than it should be. "Look at you, still playing hero, still pretending you're the good guy." I glare. "You don't know me." His face twists, like he's trying to hold something back, some truth pressing against his teeth. "Yeah," he says finally. "And that's the problem." It's too much. I shove him. He shoves me back harder. We crash into the shelves, plastic cases hit the floor, forgotten. He pins me to the wall, his forearm digging into my chest, but it's not rage. In his face, it's torment. "I don't get you," he says. "You act like you hate me, like you want me gone." His voice lowers. "But you look at me like you're dying to understand." I swallow. My heart is a grenade. He leans closer. "You think this is new for me? You think this just happened?" He's breathing hard. His jaw trembles like he's seconds from breaking. "You were always the one they wanted. King Steve. Hair perfect, smile just right. I hated it. I hated you." His hips press into mine, and my body responds before I can lie to myself. His mouth hovers over mine. "But I couldn't stop thinking about you. Still can't. And I fucking hate that." I grab his shirt to push him off. At least, that's what I tell myself. But my fist just bunches in the fabric. His face is inches from mine. His eyes flick down to my mouth. "You're not telling me to stop," he murmurs. Then it's not a question. He leans in, bites my bottom lip. I gasp, a sound I've never made before. I hate this. I hate how much I feel. I don't know when I stopped hating him, when it started turning into this, when it stopped being about who gets the girls or ruled the hallways and started being about him. His pain, his anger, his goddamn eyes. Hatred doesn't feel like this. It doesn't leave you hard and breathless and aching for more. Then, bang, bang, bang. Robin's voice at the back door. "I swear to God, if you're boning in the back room, I'm quitting." We break apart, panting. Billy stares at me, red-faced, wrecked. Something flickers in his eyes. Regret? Maybe? Or worse, hope. Then he shoves away from me like he's being burned and storms out. I'm left standing there, heart pounding, surrounded by broken shelves and the wreckage of whatever the hell that was. The next morning, I don't meet Robin's eyes all morning. She keeps glancing over, eyebrows doing gymnastics, and finally, I blurt, "Nothing happened." She sips her coffee. "Uh-huh, so all that tape shelf destruction was just foreplay with gravity?" I groan and drop my head onto the counter. Billy doesn't show up. Not that day, not the next. And yeah, I feel weird about it. Not relieved, just off, like I'm watching something fall apart. I didn't know I was holding on to. I finally crack. He kissed me, okay? And now he's ghosted, like I'm the one who did something wrong. Robin blinks, then smirks. "You're not mad he kissed you? You're mad he stopped?" I open my mouth, but there's nothing to say, because she's right, and I hate it. Later that afternoon, the school's nearly empty when I swing by to grab Dustin for game night. I'm early, and the halls echo with that eerie after-hours silence. Lockers closed, the overhead lights buzzing like they're the ones still working overtime. That's when I hear it. "I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of losing you." Mike's voice raw and cracking. I freeze near the corner, just out of sight. Will's standing stiff by the lockers, face flushed, eyes huge. "And I love you," he says. Just throws it out like it's tearing him apart. And then he bolts. Mike stares after him for a beat. And then he runs too. I'm left leaning against a locker like I've been sucker punched. Because, damn, that was brave. Stupid, messy, real. Later, at game night, Mike barely meets my eyes as he hands out snacks. Just before the others roll initiative, he mutters, "Thanks." I glance over. "For what?" He shrugs, picking at the label on a soda can. "For the advice. About Will. That stuff you said, you were right." I think back to that night in my car. Him, folded into the passenger seat, scowling like feelings were at his ease. You don't lose someone by being honest. You lose them by pretending nothing's there when it's screaming at you. I'd said it like I meant it. Because I did. Because I was thinking about Billy. I want to say something cool now. Wise, big brother-ish. Instead, I just nod. Yeah, well, took me a while to figure it out too. Mike doesn't ask what I mean, but he looks at me a little differently after that. And I think maybe we both know. Love's a damn minefield. But sometimes, the only way through is to run straight into it. A few days later. It's late when I spot them. Billy and a man I recognize even from across a parking lot. Neil Hargrove, Billy's father. The man who's half responsible for how Billy is right now. Him and his abusive ways. They made Billy so vulnerable that he lost it all when the Mind Flayer came for him. They're standing outside Ray's Tavern, under the flickering red beer sign. Billy's head is down, hands shoved in his jacket pockets, posture all wrong, smaller than I've ever seen him, like he's 17 again. Neil's talking low and sharp, jabbing a finger into Billy's chest. Billy flinches, doesn't fight back, and it makes something in me burn. Later that night, I find him behind the gas station, hood up on the same busted car he always hides in. Rain's coming down steady, soaking us both in seconds. You didn't tell me he was in town. Billy doesn't even look up. Not your business. I walk closer, heart pounding. Billy, I saw you. Outside Ray's. He slams the hood down with a clang. What? You spying on me now? You looked... I stop myself. Try again, softer. You looked like a kid trying not to get hit. His jaw locks. I'm not your problem, Harrington. I didn't say you were. He steps forward, fists clenched. "Stay the hell out of my life." I don't back down, not this time. Too late. I'm in it now. We're yelling over the rain, over years of shit no one ever talked about. He shoves me. You don't get it. I ruin everything I touch." I grab his wrists. "You're not broken, Billy. You're just scared." He looks at me, really looks, and there's so much pain there I almost choke on it. His voice cracks. I can't do this." And then he pulls away, walks off into the dark, into the rain, like he never meant to stay in the first place. I didn't follow. I just stand there, drenched and shaking, and realize this is the first time I didn't want to win the fight. A week later, I stop calling, stop swinging by the gas station, stop pretending I'm not waiting for him to come back. Robin doesn't push. She just hands me a slushie and sits beside me on the curb outside Family Video. "You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed," she says gently. "I wasn't trying to fix him," I mumble. She doesn't say anything, just raises an eyebrow. Later that evening, I swung by the arcade to check on the kids. Not because I'm avoiding anything, obviously. Will and Mike are huddled in the corner booth, sharing a giant soda and the smallest basket of fries in Hawkins. Mike's got an arm slung over Will's shoulder like it's the most natural thing in the world. Will's leaned in, resting his head on Mike's shoulder. They're smiling, soft, unguarded, their legs tangled together under the table like neither of them even noticed. I feel it then. That weird ache. Not jealousy, exactly, just longing. For something easy, something warm, something that doesn't feel like it's always slipping through my fingers. I drive without thinking, end up at the gas station. It's dark, closed. The parking lot's empty except for that car, Billy's beat-up, half-fixed Camaro, still parked out back like it's waiting for him. I walk over, open the door, it's unlocked. I slide into the driver's seat. Everything smells like motor oil and cigarette smoke and something sharp underneath. Him. I don't touch the wheel, don't pretend to drive, I just sit there and breathe, because this car's the closest thing I've got to him. And for now, that's going to have to be enough. 2 days later. The bell above the door jingles just as I'm flipping the sign to closed. I turn, already snapping. "We're not..." But it's him. Billy. Standing there like a ghost. Sober, clean, hair damp like he just showered, jacket wrinkled, eyes rimmed red. I freeze. "You lost?" He doesn't flinch at the jab, just exhales. "I needed to see you." A bitter laugh escapes before I can stop it. "Little late for that, Hargrove." "I know." He steps inside, letting the door shut behind him. "I know I screwed up." I crossed my arms. "Which part? Storming out on me in the rain or pinning me to the goddamn wall like you meant nothing by it?" His jaw tightens. "I didn't mean nothing by it." "Then what did you mean?" My voice rises. "Because 1 second you're kissing me like I'm oxygen, and the next you're acting like I'm the disease." Billy doesn't answer. His silence screams. You can't just waltz back in like it's fixed," I say, throat tight. "You don't get to screw with my head and then decide now's the time to be honest." "I never knew how, Steve," he snaps. "You think I wanted to feel this way about you? Since fucking high school, man. I hated you because I couldn't stop wanting you. I still can't." That cracks something. I look at him, really look, and all the armor's gone. He's shaking, afraid. "I'm tired of pretending I don't care," he says, voice low. "Tired of being angry just to feel something. I'm tired of pushing you away." I want to scream, want to believe him, but my heart's still bruised. "So now what? You say sorry and I just forget how much that hurt?" "No." He steps closer. "You remember it, and I'll carry it, but I'm here. I'm trying, even if I suck at it. Even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just..." He swallows. "I don't want to do this alone anymore." My fists are clenched. Everything in me is screaming to run, to protect whatever pieces I've got left. But then I look at him, really look, and see the kid beneath the fire, the man beneath the anger. "You can't keep disappearing," I whisper. "I won't," he says. "Not from you." Silence. Then I grab his collar and kiss him like I'm drowning, and this time, he doesn't flinch. The next morning. The first thing I feel is warmth. Billy's arm is draped over my waist, heavy and real. His breath tickles the back of my neck. I'm half on my stomach, the sheet tangled around my legs, and we're close. Too close for it to be anything other than real now. The terrifying part is, I don't want to move. I should want to roll away, to grab my pants, to pretend it didn't happen, to say, last night was a mistake. But I don't. I let myself stay in it, just for a second. Then Billy shifts behind me, groans into my hair. "What time is it?" "Too early," I mumble. He hums. "Thought I dreamed it." "You didn't." I paused. "We kissed. You cried a little. I may have too. We got very gay. It was a whole thing." Billy laughs, really laughs, and it sounds rusty, like something unused. Then the silence creeps in again, too full. "What now?" I ask, because someone has to. Billy's hand tightens on my waist. "I don't know." Honest, frustrating, terrifying. "I'm not good at this, Harrington," he says quietly. "Relationships, feelings, not punching people who care about me." "Yeah," I say, turning to face him. "Well, I'm not good at dating guys I used to hate either." He looks at me, and there's something cracked open in his eyes, something scared. "I want this," he says, barely a whisper, "even if I don't know how to be what you deserve." I press my forehead to his. "Then we figure it out, day by day, no promises, except maybe not ghosting me again?" He nods. "No ghosting. Scout's honor." "You were never a scout." "Still not." But he kisses me like he's trying to change, and that's a start. A few days later. The weirdest thing about falling in love with someone you used to loathe is how normal it ends up feeling. It's not all soft focus and dramatic music. It's greasy hands and sarcastic grins. It's laughing so hard you drop a wrench on your foot. It's feeling like something might finally be good. The past few days have been good. Billy finished fixing the car, that damn rust bucket he's been rebuilding since he started at the gas station. I tried to help, which really just meant handing him the wrong tools and getting oil on my jeans. At one point, I leaned against the hood and nearly snapped a wire. Billy laughed so hard he choked, then kissed me on the forehead with engine grease still on his fingers. I didn't mind. Mike and Will came into family video yesterday, pretending they were just looking for something cool. But Mike had that nervous, teenage boy sweat going, and Will was blushing so hard I thought he'd combust. They picked the Princess Bride, and I teased them until Mike threatened to rearrange my alphabetized VHS wall. Will just smiled, happier than I've ever seen him. And I kind of get it now. This afternoon, Billy leaned against my counter and watched Top Gun with me for the third time. He said it's gay. I said, exactly. He didn't argue. Robin came in halfway through and just blinked at us. "So, this is real?" she asked, pointing between us with her straw. Billy didn't flinch, just took a sip of my slushie and said, "Guess so." And I didn't hate the way that sounded. Guess so. Guess I'm kind of in it, for real this time. A few months later. The air is thick with that late summer haze, warm and buzzing with lazy laughter. Someone's music crackles from a speaker on the porch, low and familiar. Hopper's old cabin has never looked this alive. Dustin's flailing around the yard, slapping at mosquitoes like it's a full-contact sport. "Why did we do this in the woods again?" he whines. "Because it's free," Robin calls back, from where she's squinting at the ancient grill like it might explode. "And nostalgic." "Also, you live for drama," I add. She flips me off without looking. Mike and Will are on the porch, playing cards and pretending not to smile at each other like idiots. Elle's hovering over the hot dogs, trying to keep them from burning this time. Her nose scrunches in concentration. The grill sparks. Thwump. Jonathan yells. "Elle!" "Oops," she mutters. But nobody's mad. Jonathan just starts pulling the blackened ones off with a shrug. And me, I'm leaning back in one of those old fold-up lawn chairs, beer in hand, with Billy pressed into my side, his arms draped loose over my thigh, casual like he doesn't even notice it's there. But I do, every second. He's still tense sometimes, like he's waiting to mess it all up. But tonight, he's soft, sun-warm, watching the others, a little awe in his eyes like he can't believe he's here, like he got let into something he wasn't supposed to. I nudge a cold beer into his hand. Not bad for a guy who once tried to murder me in a sauna. Billy groans but smirks. Not bad for King Steve either. Look at you, domesticated. Robin snaps a photo. That one's going on the fridge. Billy flinches, ducking away from the camera. I yank him back in, arm tight around his shoulders. Smile, Hargrove. He rolls his eyes, but doesn't fight it, just leans in again, lets it be. Later, when the fire's burned low and everyone slumped in camp chairs or curled up on blankets, Billy's voice slips out quiet. Didn't think I'd get this far. Thought I'd screwed it up before now. I glance at him, all firelight and freckles and that stupid hair. Hey, don't jinx it. He swallows. You're not mad about everything? I take a breath. Plenty I could be mad about, but there's more I'm glad for. He kisses me. It's soft, simple, like we've done this 100 times, like we'll do it 100 more. Robin groans. Ugh, gross. Get a tent. Dustin howls from the grass. Seriously, I eat with that mouth. Billy flips them both off without breaking the kiss. And me? I just smile against him. Because I know now. I never thought Hawkins could feel like anything but a trap. But then he came along, wrecked my routine, shattered my walls, dragged all my ugly parts into the light, and somehow made it feel like home. Would you fall for someone who once tried to hurt you? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to become a part of our Rainbow Force, and consider joining our membership for early access and exclusive content. Stay wholesome.